on, man, wait. Chris!
I can't sit there and listen to that garbage. What? Save us from sin, Nikolai's the Antichrist? Come on! I mean, what is it with you people? You think everyone's bad? Well, I have something to tell you. There are lots of good people in the world, including me.
According to whose standards? Yours or God's?
What?
You just said you were a good person. I mean, do you think you've kept the Ten Commandments?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I've never killed anybody.
Okay, well, have you ever lied?
Yeah, well, who hasn't?
So what does that make you?
Human.
Come on, Chris, be honest. If you've murdered somebody, that makes you a murderer. So if you've lied, what does that make you?
Okay. A liar.
Have you ever stolen anything?
No.
Even if it's something small?
Well, yeah, once.
So what does that make you?
A thief.
You know, the one that really got me was, Jesus said, whoever looks at a woman to lust after her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. You ever done that?
Yeah. Guilty.
So, Chris, by your own admission, you're a lying thief and an adulterer at heart. And that's only 3 of the 10 Commandments. So if God judges you by those standards, do you honestly think you're going to be innocent or guilty?
I guess I'd be guilty.
Chris, that's the point.
But what am I supposed to do? Get religious?
No, that's what we're trying to tell you. Jesus took your punishment when he died on the cross. God did that so you wouldn't have to go to hell. That's how much he loves you. Eternal life is a gift. You don't have to do anything religious.
I can't accept that.
So, to tell y'all the truth, the message from God today is from anyone who finds themselves in the middle of salvation, whether you a believer or not. God speaks about Jeremiah in chapter 22, the whole chapter, just read it, about how his people, his own people, the ones that he trusts, was doing the worst out here to his people. Just wasn't doing nothing right, wasn't being an example, killing people for their land, doing witchcraft to take people promises, cutting goats, stealing, just saying anything, fake prophets, anything imaginable that you can think of that was wrong. His people was doing it, and God was so disappointed. And like I said, God always gives a warning before things happen. The message that God is giving today is that we need to do what is right all the time. And when it comes to salvation and new believers, understand that when you come to God, you're like a baby. He know you're going through stuff. He know you don't understand his walk. He know that it's hard for you to give certain stuff up. And that's why when we go to God, the part that we don't need to try to work on is the part that says that we can do it on our own. God knows that we suffer with sin. That's why he died on the cross. When he wrote them 10 commandments and he realized generation after generation, the world was wicked and it was getting wickeder. And, you know, it was just no saving them. They all was dropping dead, okay? Because they would not listen to the commandments. He brought his son to sacrifice his life for us so that he could take away all the sins of the world, like that clip showed. The hardest thing that's breaking God's heart right now is when he mentions that to people. We can't give up the desires of our hearts that's not even good for us. It's a lot of stuff that we think is good for us really destructs us. If you think about lust and you're not married and you go and sit there and have sex and that person not the right one and you go to the next one, you can wear all the condoms you want. We had experience for generations. Oh, condom pop. Oh, I was on birth control. I wound up getting pregnant. Listen, you can't avoid lust and the sinful ways of lust that lead to destruction, okay? When it comes to not lying, we lie to people. You can hurt people. You know, a lot of people saying, you know, the truth wasn't told to them. They out there killing their wives, husbands, family, children killing their parents, killing their friends, you know, due to lies and deceitful ways and of lust and of things that we want. It's all this stuff going on that we act like we don't see, right? Oh, my thing fell. Sorry, y'all. So, it's so much going on that at this point is like, We can't sit up here and say that God's ways is terrible for us when it saves us from our own self-destruction. And that brings on to the next verse that I'm going to let you hear about. God is specifically talking about this pureness, this nature in us also that's awful, that can lead to certain stuff. I want you guys to
Who is
listen.
wise and understanding among you? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom. But if you harbor bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth. Such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness.